Y'all, the drama at Charlie Kirk's memorial just exploded because word in the streets is that Charlie Kirk's wife, Erika, did the unthinkable and banned Candace Owens from even setting foot inside. And this wasn't some quiet behind-the-scenes move. This was a very public power play that has everybody calling Erika out. See, since Charlie was unalive, Candace had been front and center, openly grieving Charlie, speaking on his legacy, and making her pain known to the world. Meanwhile, Erika, his own wife, only made one brief statement before the memorial, and then stayed silent until that memorial. Unfortunately, that silence had people already whispering that Candace seemed to care more about Charlie's passing than Erika ever did. Now, instead of shutting down those rumors, Erika allegedly doubled down and blocked Candace. And fans are convinced that it wasn't about protecting the family, but it could have been pure jealousy. The tension between these two women has been brewing under the surface, unbeknownst to a lot of people. And this ban just blew it wide open because it looks like things are about to get quite chaotic. So let's break it down. So, I think it's safe to say that everybody thought that Candace Owens was going to be front and center at Charlie's memorial on Sunday because she has been the most vocal person since he's passed. She has been calling out everybody from the FBI to some secret billionaires that she claimed plotted on Charlie, to even the Prime Minister of Israel. So, y'all know for a fact that she did not come play. So, imagine how shook we were when it was announced that she wasn't going to be at the memorial. For someone who has been so vocal and went on and on about how Charlie was her best friend, it's kind of weird that she wasn't there. She tried to do some damage control at first, claiming that she had opted to not attend the memorial. According to her, she believed that the same power
said there is no way we are going to this event now. There's a 0% chance. First and foremost, why are you saying invite anybody can go to it? You just buy a ticket to the event, and you're all working to try to get me to confirm that I'm going. And you're doing this as if you're trying to like push my buttons and be like, we got to make her get into her ego so she like shows up and like posts it on social media. Nope, actually, you know, while I'm attacking the feds, maybe not going to a public event which the feds are organizing is probably a very good idea. I'm good. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna listen to Power on my headphones and go see Ye. How's that for a memorial for Charlie Kirk? That feels like the right thing for me to do right now.
And at first, her claims about being scared for her life kind of made sense. I mean, her friend did get on a lie and has caused a whole lot of tension on both sides. But when fans actually thought about it, the math really wasn't math. But to be fair, Candace has stepped out on a lot of toes because of her claims about what happened to Charlie. But on the other hand, the memorial was guaranteed to be maximum security. I mean, the entire reason the memorial was happening in the first place was because a man got lived, partially because of the lack of security. Plus, the president and the vice president were also in attendance, which meant that there was going to be even more security. So, it's not like a sniper could have just taken her out while she was speaking on stage, right? Well, y'all can say whatever you want about the FBI and the current Bureau leadership, but they're probably smart enough not to take her out at the memorial because all fingers would have pointed back at them. And this brings us to the question, was Candace really scared for her life, or was there something else going on? Because fans are convinced that there's indeed something else going on, and that something has to do with her being banned from the memorial by Erika herself. Fans are convinced that Erika is low-key furious at Candace for making Charlie's passing about her. And the last thing she wanted to have was Candace do the same thing at the memorial. And honestly, this kind of makes sense when you think about it, because Candace has been in the spotlight. And it seems like Erika only gets a fraction of that attention. I mean, Erika being elected the new CEO of Turning Point didn't even make as much noise as Candace's Twitter rants about digging to the bottom of Charlie's zoning. But before y'all start to think that it's a conspiracy theory, then there's something else that just doesn't add up. According to Candace, some powerful people were threatening Turning Point USA. Allegedly, the powerful people asked the organization to blacklist her and Tucker Carlson, and they're saying that's the real reason she wasn't invited to speak at the memorial.
Right, you got me. I was not invited to speak alongside President Trump and J.D. Vance on the stage with Tucker Carlson at a memorial event. There's this memorial thing in Arizona, which is not a funeral. It's a memorial event, okay? That is, by the way, in large part, from what I understand, being controlled by the White House. Trump is controlled by Zionists. So they're like baiting me here. Why would I be invited by anyone in Trump's Zionist administration as I am speaking about topics that I am speaking? It's common sense. They're not going to allow me to share the stage, right? They're, oh my, well, are you speaking? Are you one of the 5 people that's speaking at this event? No, I'm not. And guess what? That's not going to stop me from looking into this and understanding what exactly is that happened. You're trying to make us move on.
But get this, Tucker Carlson wasn't banned from attending the event like she claimed. He even spoke at the event. So y'all can see why people are kind of skeptical about her claims that Turning Point is the reason she wasn't invited. Well, several sources have claimed that the real reason that she didn't attend was that she was kind of banned. Now, like I said, Erika isn't really the biggest fan of Candace, still in the spotlight since Charlie passed. And she allegedly made it more than clear that she didn't want Candace to attend, and she certainly didn't want her taking the stage allegedly. But honestly, it's not hard to see why Erika would feel that way. She has been getting a lot of negative comments on social media. People have been blaming her and hating on her for not speaking out as much as Candace is. Some people have been going as far as to insinuate that she might be compromised and have something to do with Charlie's passing. So, yeah, it's kind of making sense that she might not want Candace there. But, y'all, Candace has been very loud about the situation, and it's safe to say that she's been the loudest voice since the incident. And from the looks of things, it doesn't look like she's quieting down anytime soon. She was one of the first people to hop online and hint that there was more to the story than met the eye. For example, when a Twitter user posted something interesting, saying, a private jet under the tail number N880 left Provo Airport an hour after the shooting suspiciously. 30 minutes into the flight, it drops off of ADSB illegally and reappears headed back to Provo approximately an hour later. Why did this plane turn off its radar? Where's the shooter? Well, Candace replied to this and said, if anybody knows anything about this, please comment below or email tips@CandaceOwens.com. She also made it clear that she believed that it was an ordered hit, saying, who called a hit on Charlie? We need answers. She then took it further by hinting that there was some sort of cover-up going on at upper levels. She tweeted, the feds immediately interjected and took over the case from the local police departments. If they had wanted to catch Charlie's killer, they would have immediately publicized all pictures and videos, and the internet would have solved it in minutes. The desire was never there. When the feds also announced that they had arrested the shooter, she then claimed that Tyler Robinson didn't act alone, tweeting, more people were involved and we need to know whom. A lot of school shootings are related to Discord chats. So there is an underground emerging and we need to know who the directors of it are. She then went on to say, be very wary and suspicious of the people who are already telling us to stop asking questions about the Charlie Kirk assassination. Oh, and remember that whole cover-up stuff? Well, she seems to think that the FBI isn't on it because she retweeted this post that said, I guarantee the FBI was in that Discord server and that's why we won't get in there before it's been scrubbed. She then full out spilled the tea, saying Charlie Kirk was fighting with some very powerful billionaires that he took money from over things he was discussing. The pressure on him was immense over the last 2 weeks. The truth will be revealed. The messages will be leaked and the movement he built will rise up. So it looks like she does have some type of receipts to back up her claims. But she also retweeted this post that said Charlie was about to lose his last major donor because he refused to ban Tucker Carlson from events. There are a lot of people shedding crocodile tears. The billionaires must be exposed for the cretins that they are. And Candace made it crystal clear that she's not backing down either. Even after news broke that FBI had officially launched an investigation into Tyler thinking for possible accomplices, she refused to fold. Instead of going quiet, she pushed even harder, proving that no amount of federal heat was going to scare her off. According to reports, the FBI has not ruled out that others may have helped radicalize or aid Charlie Kirk's alleged killer per bureau sources. Agents are combing through chat logs, dark web activity, and the suspect affiliations, and FBI officials said, we are focused on the radicalization element. The truth will not be hidden or buried or classified. The public will know. No stone should be left unturned. The public deserves answers on who radicalized this degenerate, and they must be held accountable. Well, Candace was quick to call BS even on that, saying, we know they are lying. If they prefer to try another BS narrative before my show, we'll be happy to shred that one, too. But it didn't end there because she claimed to even have more receipts, saying more is going to come out. Guys, the truth is inevitable. They are lying, but rest assured, these people are deranged enough to put their anger and demands in writing. Sorry guys, you murdered my friend. You unlocked the Inigo Montoya in me. We're not stopping until we get to the bottom of this thing. They tormented Charlie Kirk until the day he died. Tucker Carlson. This is a fact. Pressure, intimidation, financial threat. Stop lying, y'all. There's a whole lot more even going on, but I think y'all get the gist of it. She somehow has managed to make herself the face of Charlie Kirk's movement. And according to reports, Erika doesn't exactly like that. Also, one thing that had people feeling that type of way is the fact that she never really said anything about Erika. While she was going on and on about how she was going to get to the bottom of things and get revenge on whoever ordered the hit, she never really said anything about Erika, his wife. After Charlie's passing, a lot of public figures sent their thoughts and prayers to Erika, including Obama, Joe Biden, and Kamala Harris, who had publicly disagreed with Charlie's ideologies on multiple occasions. So, I'm pretty sure that Candace had to pay her respects privately, but fans still found it weird that she didn't say anything about Erika in the middle of her rants. Even when the heartbreaking pictures of Erika holding up a rosary went viral, Candace still had nothing to say and never commented on it. When you add that to her making everything about her, I think y'all can see why she might get banned by Erika. But get this, it looks like her being banned from the memorial finally opened her eyes to see what has been going on. Candace realized that there was a good chance that she was going to be banned from the funeral, and she was scrambling to make it up to Erika. But after the memorial, she was going on and on about how amazing Erika was. And she had been tweeting stuff like the strength it takes to stand on stage and say that you forgive a person who brought so much hurt to you. Absolutely incredible, Erika. What a stunning example of the Christian faith. One moment. Charlie was doing what he loved, fighting for the gospel and the truth in front of a big crowd. And then he blinked and saw his Savior in paradise, and all the heavenly mysteries were revealed to him. Erika Kirk. Erika Kirk gave one of the most consequential speeches in American history, attended Mass, then took my kids to see the light of the world in theaters today, The Story of Jesus. Came home, made dinner, heard Tucker share the story of Jesus Christ, followed by Erika Kirk's stunning example of what the love of Christ truly is. Today was perfect, but she also hasn't said anything about investigating or getting to the bottom of things since the memorial. The complete 180 is definitely